Right. Hello everyone, my name is Talia. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing and also click on the bell so that way you are notified whenever I do upload a new video. Now today I'm going to be making a multi-purpose headband. I'm going to be using my serger, but for those of you that do not have a serger, I will show you how you can also sew these up on your regular sewing machine using a zigzag stitch. So if you're ready, I'm ready, so please stay tuned. Okay guys, before we get started, I wanted to go ahead and go over the type of fabric that you would need to purchase to make the headband. Now here I have this really cute Mickey print, and this is a knit fabric. Now a knit fabric is a fabric that has stretch, right? So you can see as you tug, you can see the stretch. And the reason why you want to use a knit fabric is because when you put it over your head, you want to make sure it actually goes over your head and it has the stretch. If you use a fabric that has no stretch at all, it's not going to work for you unless you add elastic to it. So here I have a piece already cut up. For the, let's see, I have it here. For the width of the fabric, you want to, well, mine is cut at 19 inches long, wide, and then for the length, I cut it at 18. I would definitely recommend, I think right now the 19 inches wide does work well. For the length, you don't have to do 18 inches long. You can actually go shorter. You can, I would probably recommend or suggest 15 to 16, but you can do whatever works for you. Now here I have one already completed, so I just want to show you what it would look like. On this one I actually use my serger, and I will go ahead and you can, I don't know if my camera is focusing. Let me see if I can get it focused. I think we got it there, so you can see the finishing there, but I'm going to show you on the sewing machine, on the serger actually, so I'll do a closer shot so you can really see what that would look like. But the great thing about this multi-purpose headband is that you can also use it as a face covering, or if you live at a cold, in a cold state, you can use it as a neck to cover, your neck, your face. You can also fold it in to itself. If I can get, hold on, if I can get that going, and you can make it a little shorter if you need it to. And then another cool thing is that you can use it as a head wrap, or you can kind of make like a beanie hat with it. Actually, when you put it on your head, you will put it inside, when you place it on your head, it will be inside out. And then what you want to do is kind of like twist it, and then you go ahead and wrap over the fabric, so that way you see the right side of the fabric. But at the end of the video, I'll go ahead and post some pictures so you can see what it looks like on. So if you guys have any questions, just please comment below. Okay guys, so before we get started, what you'll need to do is fold your fabric right sides together, meaning the right side of the fabric, fold it onto itself. And guys, this project is so quick and easy. So all we're gonna do is just one long stitch. We're only closing one side, and that is it. Nothing else. So I'm going to go ahead and get my serger together. I'm using a heavy duty, mine is a heavy duty Singer, and today I'm using 4 threads. You can actually use just 3 threads, but I prefer the 4 threads because I will be opening up my Etsy store again and posting these in Etsy to sell. So let me go ahead and just adjust my camera so that way you guys can see, get a better view. And if you hear those little footsteps, that is my dog Onyx. Actually, I just move over. That should be good. Let me just make sure this is focused. Let me bring this down a little bit. Yeah, let me bring this down a bit. Just a tad bit. Yeah, that should be good. Now, as far as the thread, I like to use a coordinating thread, but on my serger, the primary colors that I use is either beige, white, or black. Maybe like a navy blue if I can find navy blue, but the main colors that I usually stick to is just like the beige, white, and the black. But any color that you want to use will be fine. So let me show you right here. So this edge here is what I use as a guide. And I'm just going over this in case you don't have a serger and you're considering buying a serger. I figure I'll just kind of go ahead and give you quick little tips. So your fabric, you can use this as a guide to align your fabric. Okay? And then this here has a blade. You don't have to use the blade, but I like to use the blade because it will go ahead and trim as I go along. Let me open this up, maybe you can see it better. So here's the blade. My machine is on right now, so just make sure that your foot pedal is actually, if you're if you're setting up your machine, just make sure you have it off. You don't want to accidentally step on the foot pedal and get your hands or your fingers caught in any part of the machine and have, you know, injuries. But so that way you can see. So this is the blade here. I'm gonna go ahead and just align my fabric like so, and then as I sew, it will be trimming my fabric. So let me just go ahead and close the lid. And guys, when I first got my serger, these machines can be intimidating at first, but once you start using it and you know you get to learn your machine, it's pretty nice. I like the way the finishings are on the garments. Just gives you a nice clean edge. But if you don't have one, you just have your sewing machine, there's different types of ways that you can go ahead and finish the insides of your garment to give it a nice clean look. So let me get my pattern. Okay, so here I'm going to just lift up the presser foot. I'm not using pins to hold my fabric together. At least I don't use pins when I'm gonna sew on the serger, quite honestly. I only save the pins for when I use the regular sewing machine, but that's if you're a beginner. And once you get comfortable, you can get away without using pins. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just get and then as you sew, just go ahead and align your fabric. Now when you get in towards the end, just make sure that both, like the top and the bottom of the fabric, they are aligned together, or they're even. Then you always want to leave a tail. See? Gives you a nice clean finish. So now I'm going to go ahead and set up the regular sewing machine so that way you can see what that looks like. So guys, if there's anything that you would like to see, I know in my previous video I kind of went over some patterns that I had purchased and some items that I'm planning on sewing. I haven't gotten to all of them. Quite honest, I've only gotten to 2. And anyway, with that said, if there's anything that you're interested in seeing, if you want to see how garments are constructed, please comment below and let me know. I was planning on doing like a mending series. I have some items that I have to like either fix buttons or fix the hem of the pants because they're too long. So if you're interested in something like that, let me know. Just comment below, and I can go ahead and get something put together for you guys. Or if you're interested like in a live, like a Facebook live, let me know as well, and I can go ahead and do that. Okay, so right now on my machine I have let me turn it on actually, a zipper foot. You can use a zipper foot as a guide. I was actually working on another project and I was using the zipper foot. I actually liked it. I liked it better than the regular foot, to be quite honest. But this is what the regular foot will look like. So I'll go ahead and use that. So I'll remove this one. I just have to click on this little lever here. And to switch it out, just gonna bring this down, click on it. Oh, is it gonna do it? There we go. Now on this machine right now I have dark color thread. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it like that because I want you guys to be able to see the stitch. Now when I do a zigzag stitch, I like to do a 1.5 width and a 1.5 length. I find for me that works best. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust my length and width, and then go ahead and switch it over to the zigzag. Oh, let me show you this other print, guys. I have this other Mickey print. It is so cute. So cute. I really like the metallic red in it, and with the little Mickey with the bow, or Minnie with the bow and the Mickey. So adorable. So I'm going to be sewing this one the same way. Basically, you know, just fold your fabric in half, right sides together, because you want to sew on the wrong side, and then once you finish your tube, because it's going to look like a tube, then you turn it right side out. Fold the fabric right sides together. Again, I'm not going to place any pins. I'll just adjust the fabric as I go along. And I'm going to, so let me show you first. For those of you that have never sewn, because I do have some friends that do like to watch my videos and they've never sewn before, so I figured I might as well just show you. So with your regular sewing machine, right, you want to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead, and the plate here has like the different the universal, I guess, seam allowance is 5/8 of an inch, and the plate here has the numbers and the guide. But for the purpose of this project that I'm working on today, I'm only going to align the fabric, the edge of the fabric, with the side of the foot here. Okay, so I just wanted to go ahead and just show you that. Just go ahead and align, unless you prefer to use a different seam allowance. That's up to you. But for this project, I'm just going to use the guide of the side of this foot as a guide. Get your tails. Now I'm going to sew a couple of stitches forward, and then I'm going to do back stitching. And what back stitching does is going to lock your stitches so it doesn't become unraveled. So a couple of stitches that way. I'm going to take the tails that I left when I kind of left the side, and then just hold on to those, because this type of fabric sometimes can get tangled. If you're not kind of holding it taut, it may get tangled. So just to avoid it, this works for me, so this is what I'll be doing. I'm just going to go ahead and just hold my tails here, hold my fabric here, and go back stitch. And then go forward again. And you just need a couple of stitches, like 2 or 3 stitches. That usually does the trick. And again, as you sew, you'll go ahead and adjust your fabric. And as you can see here, that's what the zigzag stitch is going to look like. And the reason why you want to do a zigzag stitch and not a straight stitch is because you're using a fabric that has stretch, and you want to make sure that the fabric stretches as well. If you do a regular straight stitch, then when you try to wear the headband or put it over your head, that stitch can become undone. And just take your time with it, and just continue to adjust the fabric as you go. You also want to back stitch to lock in. Go ahead and lock your threads so it doesn't become undone. You see? If I tug on it, it locks the stitch in place. And then just make sure you clip your threads when you're done. And then there you go. My camera is not adjusting, or focusing, I should say. But that's a zigzag stitch. And if you see, if I pull, it stretches with the fabric. As opposed to if you just do a straight stitch, that straight stitch, you know, when you're going to put the headband again over your head, it will break. The stitch will break. So anytime you're using a stretch fabric, a knit fabric, you want to use a zigzag stitch. And like I mentioned before, my preference and what works for me It's the 1.5 length and the 1.5 width. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this right side out so you can see the finished product. And I love these because the holidays are coming and I can go ahead and make a whole bunch of these quickly and gift them. Again, if you want to make it, this one is 18 inches long, but if you want to, you can make this smaller, like a 15, 16, even 17 would work. But these that I'm making today, they are 18 long. So like I said earlier, I'm going to go ahead and post some pictures at the end of this video so that way you can see what the finished product looks like and the different ways that you can actually wear this. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Please like the video. If you want me to see, if you would like to see more videos like this, please comment below and just let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.